I know what he's going to do to her. She'll be cavorting and twinkling.
He can't make the film unless you grant the rights. Damn.
Growing up in Australia, I watched Mary Poppins religiously, but we didn't know as a culture that she was responsible for the books.
She kind of recreated herself as a proper British woman
Yeah.
at the age of 21 or 22 whenever she went to London, and kind of rarely talked about, you know, the Australia portion of her life. Even to the point that you can hear just a little bit of Australian in the tapes, you know, that we had, the tape recordings, but sounds very proper and very British.
She won't approve Dick Van Dyke.
No.
No. The Ventus house doesn't look like that. No, it's all wrong.
It's all wrong?
Stop! Mary Poppins is not for sale.
You're almost, in this movie, playing an Australian all growing up in rural Queensland.
Almost.
But you didn't actually go to Queensland.
Never made it that far. Barely made it out of Sydney. Spent a week in Byron Bay, about 4 hours in Nimbin, and
That's all you needed.
that's all you need. That place was a head spinner. And then about 2 days in Mount Bulla. No, I had a great year in Australia.
You were there for a whole year?
Yeah, I did the 1 year visa when I landed in Sydney when I was 17 with 2 mates.
Get out.
Yeah, it was cool. It was so much fun. It was a long time ago. It was nearly 20 years ago now.
Now, let us begin.
She has a lot of ideas.
What kind of ideas?
Responsible. Now,
No. Responsible is not a word.
we made it up.
Well, unmake it up.
How was it dealing with Emma Thompson as an unlikable character? Because this is pretty much the first time that I've ever sat and watched her going.
She was amazing to work
Yeah.
with, incredibly unprecious, joyous, generous, to make us all fall in love with her while playing such a harsh, protected character. It's unbelievable.
After each scene, she would say, and cut. I'm so sorry. Like, she would always apologize to us afterwards, which was so sweet.
Well, I think likability is overrated. Being fascinating is far more important. I mean, you know, you look at Walter White in Breaking Bad. I mean, he's certainly not likable, but boy, is he fascinating. And I feel the same way about P.L. Travers and Emma's portrayal.
Where did she come from?
Mary Poppins and the Bankses. They're family to me.
Mary Poppins was a real person? So it's not the children she comes to save. It's their father. It's your father.
This is a very, very different role for you, and it kind of gets a bit ugly, a bit gruesome. It deals with heavy issues. How was that for you?
I loved it. I mean, I loved the work, as sad as it was at times, and the story is quite sad, our parts of the story. I just loved it.
Does it kind of make you reflect on your own parenthood, like going through that now?
Not really so much, because it's very different. You may have heard parents say before, maybe not, but it's kind of a truth where if you see something that involves a child in pain, you'll probably hug your children a little tighter.
Yeah.
But certainly I'm glad that my life with my kids hasn't gone the way that Travers Goff's did with his.
Does it kind of make you think that there's one part of advice or one particular act that you will never ever forget from your parents?
Oh, I thought you were going to say that I could give to my children. I was going to say I wish. No. No.
I swear, every time a person walks into a movie house, they will rejoice. Don't you want to finish the story?